Hello everyone, this is DigiD, and today I got a review for you guys, and this review is over the game called Oninaki. It's a new game that Square Enix just produced. It's more like a hack and slash game that is for the PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One, Windows, and it's on Steam. So if you want to get this game, I highly won't suggest it. I will suggest it if you want to play it for the anime vibe. Go ahead. The game is $49.99 right now, but I would rather wait and get it for a discount. This game was pretty. It was a letdown for me, mostly because I enjoy hack and slash games, but this is going to be my in-depth review of Oninaki, my in-depth review of Oninaki. So, as you can see, we can just start off with the menu of things. So, it just shows you what type of settings you want it in. You want your resolution higher. If you want your Mendo mode, 60 f per second, or you could just change the language. But this is only this settings is like at the beginning of the game, so you can't really change your settings in game once you're in the game. So that's another bad quality I did not like about the settings and stuff like that. So I'm going to play it like this so you guys can see. And it's made by Square Enix. This is a fun, it's an alright game. It's pretty, it's like dungeon crawler games, hack and slash, like Diablo 3, Path to Exile, something like those, but it does not come across as those because there's not a lot of mechanics in the game. So to keep this to the point and to the simple, I think this game's a 4.5 out of 8 out of my rating scale because I played the game. I did beat the game. I did play the entire story and see what's up. There's not really much I really want to do with it, but what can I say? So this is going to be the in-depth review for that Oninaki game. For the Oninaki game, I probably won't be playing it anymore or pick it up since once I was done playing it, I was done playing it. But let me go over, let's talk about the main thing of the game, the storyline. Let's talk about the storyline. Your main character is this person right here. His name is Kogachi. He is the main character of the game. You see him. They do an opening story for you at the very beginning of the game, so you can actually see his a little bit of his background and meet some of the characters. The animation, well, not the animation, but the storyline with that is you are there, you're trying to figure out what's wrong. Your spoiler alerts for anybody who's going to be spoilers, all spoilers. Your main character is, how do I put this? He's kind of a dark character, but he does kill a lot of people in this game. Because Oninaki is about death and reincarnation. So you're basically helping souls pass on to move on to the afterlife. And then besides souls, you're able to certain souls that can't be passed on are called daemons. This is what will is, that are not able to pass on, but you're able to acquire their skills and play with their weapons throughout the game. So this is that's one of the cool things about the game that I actually did like. But the skill system here, it's flimsy. Well, the skill system is okay, but everything else, I will get to that point when I get to the game mechanics. But back onto the story. So you got the memories, and it tells you of what's going on. It only tells you certain parts of stories. You have to go. It's literally the entire game story right here as I scroll through this, and you get to see what's going on and everything else. So if you want to read all of this as I skim through this really fast, you can, because I already beaten the game. But you can see there's certain controversial characters that you meet. There's a total of 4 chapters in the game. You meet someone that is very close to the person that is in the game. Here's what the main Kogachi looks like. This is what he originally looks like until you get further on and it gets become the other form that you see there. That's his other childhood friend. There's another person that he acquires and meets on his way. So there's like it's a four chapter part for this game. Each place will get kind of tedious and kind of boring after a while. There's not really much music you can listen to. There's only a few, but when you're playing actual fighting, when you're fighting, there's no music really. It's just people yelling and screaming. Um, but besides that, you got four different chapters. You got the main characters. You got to see a little bit of story. So here's what young Kogachi looks like, and it tells a little background about him. Here is the older version of Kogachi when he is that. This is Line. This is another main crucial character that you end up meeting. So these are all spoilers for anybody who has not played the game but still want to get into it and you still want to play it. I say still check it out. It's just, but that's if you want to drop $50. So wait until a special release for the game. So you got the Night Devil, which he actually looks pretty darn cool. He actually is pretty darn cool. His moves were really awesome in the game. So it's like a certain part. Here's another character that you meet. But most of these characters, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil what happens to it. I'm gonna just leave that up to what you guys. That's why I said at the beginning of the game, it is mostly about life and death and reincarnation in this game. So that's what's going to be going to happen. So you're going to see a lot of people die, even people you like in the game with the storyline. You might not like the choice what happens. Something good might happen or something bad might happen. You don't know what's going to happen. So that is it. So your locations also give a little backstory of what they are, but it's not really much. Not much at all for you. There's not much you can do. It doesn't really explain much of the area of the game. So if you're trying to get any lore or any of that stuff, it's not really there in this game. Yeah, you would think they would add more stuff to this, but there's not really there. But there is a few places that you go to. It seems like a lot of places, but there's really not a lot of places that you can go to that are in the storyline. The main story is linear. It is very linear. You get to one area, then you go to the next area, and then you go to the next area. So if you want to try to get stronger in the game, I highly suggest just keep progressing through the game to a point where you're super powerful. That's exactly what I did because as I was running through the game, the only way to get stronger, to get more experience, is get to the next area, because then your EXP quadruples. I mean, it quadruples every time you level up, and it gets more and more to the point where experience gets higher and higher and higher. They even have a fallen list of what the characters of the fallen creatures that you fight. They basically all look the same, but reskinned with different HP and different things. But that's in another topic. But there is the storyline for these if you want to try to get some of the lore, the background, the creatures, and see what they do and everything else. And then the Lost Souls are another story mechanic that's in the game, but you gotta help do something for these souls. You may do something like go take them to some area or take them to some place, and then they give you an item called a null stone, and that's it. You don't get anything else, just a null stone for completing the story for helping the ghost out. That's all you get. There's not really much of a story to that. They're called the Watchers. So you're part of the group that's called the Watchers, and as a Watcher, that's what you do for sending stuff over. So let's go to number 2, and let's talk about not gameplay, but graphics. Let's talk about the graphics of the game. As you can see, this is like a 2D style map where you get to select different places. You can see that the coloration, the colors of the map are pretty well textured. They're actually really good. I mean, textured really good for this part. Only this part though. So that's it. So let's go into town, and I can show you what the town looks like. So this is the main city. There's only one city in this game. one city you will ever go to. This place here. There is no other cities in this game. They're like towns, mini towns, but anything you want to do is make
世界を変えるか。
何か違いはないかな。
So with this is what the game graphics look like. You get to see that they're poly, they're like shell shaded characters. But the graphics of the ground, the textures, they look really well. They actually look well to make it feel like it's in a certain time period of the game, which is actually really cool. You can't enter buildings though. You can't enter buildings at all. There's another button that's called the veil that you're able to transfer to because you are in
世界を変えるか。
何か違いはないかな。
side that is called Beyond the Veil. This is all spoilers still. I told you this whole video will be spoilers. Beyond the Veil is where you meet your spirits and you'll be able to talk to them, but it's more of a dark coloration that changes all the things, so it makes it look like a dark light has hit the room of the game, and then it just shows up with their cool colors that way. You can walk around, you can run around and do it this way. So here's a ghost spirit right here. He says, have you heard of this person? Apparently, one touches on locks and stones. But will you help me? So I get to help him. I take him to somewhere, and boom, and that's it. That's basically it. Or I do something, like I fight somebody, or I kill somebody, or I do something else. You're doing something for these spirits to pass on to the next. But this is what the graphics look like. So if you want to look at more of the characters, again, let me go to the memories and go to the story, go to the characters, and you can see what the shell-shaded characters look like. You can even hit the...
君は
mostly this entire game is in Spanish. It's English, but the voicing is in... No, I mean not Spanish. I'm so sorry. Why did I say Spanish? Japanese. Everything is in Japanese. The talking is in Japanese. Everything is in Japanese. It's just that the English part of the game is your reading part. So...
行くともりだ。
And that's what they look like in 2D, and here's it is in 3D. So you got the different shell-shaded models of the characters and see what they look like. And look how cool they are in 2D compared to they are in 3D, but in 3D they still look pretty bad. They still look pretty darn cool, actually. The models look pretty cool. The characters look pretty cool. I like the Night Devil's design. His outfit's pretty cool with the flames and everything else is pretty cool. Like this person here is pretty cool, and that's what she looks like there. Kushi, one of another main characters. This guy, nobody really likes that guy. Lobalia, that's what she looks like. And then you got all the other characters that are in the game and stuff. So you get to see, these are now the generic people of the game of what they look like. So half the characters or models of little kids and grandpas and moms, dads, or whatever's, they're all going to look the same, basically. Some look the same, some will not look the same. So here's one of your main daemons. She looks actually pretty hard, very high textured and everything else. Oh, I did forget to mention something, but I have to go back to it. But this part, you get to see what they look like and see everything else in the game, which is pretty cool. And so you do get this person. That's another thing I like about it. You get a wolf on your team, and there's your main past Kogachi, and there's Sojo, and that's what basically the character models look like. The character models, they don't look that well. They look alright.
世界を変えるか。
変化を見逃さないようにしないと
Also, let
ね
me。show you what the monsters look like. They're called the Fallen. So this is what your monsters look like. They're basically different textured colored, graphic-wise, basically. They're still got the same weird texture, but they just changed the color on them and made them stronger, and basically it for the game. So most of the character fight enemies that you'll come across are exactly the same, or they just do something different and attack you or look a little different from the rest. But these are what typical graphics will be looking like in this game, and that's for all of the games. And now let's talk about the cinematics. There is cinematics in this game. You would think there wouldn't be any cinematics in this game, but there is. If you wanted to check out a cinematic of the game, it's good. I will tell you this now. The cinematics are for your daemons. They're for your demons. Demons, whatever you would like to pronounce them. I say daemons because it says D-A-E and then M-O-N-S. Not demons like D-E-M-O-N-S. Okay, so that's the difference unless they're all both sound for sound of demons. So you do have story arc. You don't have a story arc. Well, the story arc is the game. But your demons, they have miniature stories if you want to learn something about their background, and that's it. Their background story, it's not part of the main story of the game. They may mention locations or any of that. You can find them, but other than that, they're not part of the main storyline whatsoever. Their story is completely different from one another. So they're miniature stories in the game. So you get a total. So cinematic wise, if you want to unlock one of the stories for a specific one of these, you have to get it in your skill tree. Then you go to your skills, skill tree, which is actually pretty darn cool on how they did it. For the graphics wise within this area, it's actually a pretty cool color. The strokes, the lines, they all look very beautiful in this game. They all have different ones. You can see how they look and everything compared to all of them that you get in the game. So each and every one is different, and each and every one is unique. So if you want to get a storyline of the game, you have to go for the ones that says the memories. The memories are part of the demons or daemons status to unlock in the game. But you have to unlock these with skill points. Skill points called sword stones or whatever stones they are. That'd be sword, spear, axe, scythe, twin blade, far shot, shield cannon, fist stone, chain stone, and a fang stone. Those are the ones you get. But the only way to get those, I'll get to that in the gameplay mechanics. So let me show you what a cinematic is. Once you unlock a cinematic, if you want to watch it, you can't watch it from your normal inventory. You can't do that. You have to literally go to this thing here. It's a shield thing that will heal you instantly. You get a certain amount of potions. You hit Daemon Lore, and then we get to, you can converse with your demons. But it's not really much. They just say one line and then they go back. It doesn't really matter. They say one line and then they go back. And then that's it. So, I mean, let me show you. Let me show you get you guys going. So, here it is. Here is what the story would look like.
時々ふと考える。私はかつて人だったのではないだろうかと。まだうずくあるはずのない傷がたぎる戦いへの闘志が戦いの中に身を投じてきた己を過去を感じている。私は今も戦いを渇望している。だから来る日も来る日も戦いを求め山々をさまよった魔物を狩り続けるために。だが満たされぬ。乾く乾く。いつになれば何と戦えば私は満たされる。
So there you go. There's one of your daemon spirits or memories. Those are memories. So they're nowhere part of this game's main storyline. And then once you watch it, then you unlock some new skills. All because of that, and it's locked behind your skill tree mechanic, which is kind of weird. So yeah, that is the cinematics or whatever they have it in the game. If you want to watch your other cinematics, they don't show them. I have not figured out how to do or find or watch past cinematics that are in the game, but they all look consistently like that, but they're a little bit different because you're using it's basically in game and they're just walking about and talking, and then in game they're walking about, talking, doing certain things. That's basically what the cinematics are. So now it's time to talk about the gameplay mechanics. Gameplay mechanics of this game that is more like the enticing part of this game that makes it or break it for anybody, besides the storyline or besides the demons. It's basically what makes it or break it in this game. So the gameplay mechanics, you do have a HUD here that shows you the map. You can tap on the button here, click it in, and it shows you, it's the left stick click in, and it makes it bigger for you. If you want to do other things like pick up items, you can't buy items in this game. The gameplay mechanics, there's not much you can do. There is no money in this game. Zero money. You can't buy anything in the game. So that's another lacking department. You can't buy anything. All you gotta do, if you want to get new weapons and upgrades, it's all completely random number generated. It's RNG. It's 100% RNG in this game. So if you want to get a stronger weapon, RNG. For the most part, at the beginning of the game, they give you nothing but beginning weapons until you advance further on in the game. Once you get to, let me show you, fast travel world map. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so once you get up to about right up in here, because this is near the end of the game right here, and then your in-game spoiler, right? It's right up in here. It's the main town you've been in and all. You should know where it is by now. But the further you, the higher the difficulty, the more rewards you get, and it's still RNG random drops generated though. So the monsters can drop epic or rare. It's epic, rare, uncommon, and common. The four rarity types that you have in the game weapon system. So you go to equipment. Here it is. It says what is common, rare. You can see the ones I have epic of, but this is just for one character. So if you wanted to get better weapons, you just have to go to a certain area. Just go to the game. Once you get to the end game stuff, that's when you get all the best drops. Basically, that's when you get all the best drops were in the game. Let's talk about your skills. Certain skills trees that you have. If you want to make your character stronger, you have to get skills. And the only way to get your skills stronger, you need skill points. Like I said earlier, you need sword, stone, and all the rest. So to get certain ones, you pass it on, you get certain skills, and once you use the skill, it unlocks it. Certain skills, like this one here, is with if the daemon is equipping your party, it affects everything. So, like if you have 4 certain ones that you want to keep in your party, it does affect the all-around board, which is actually really nice. With that, Aisha does. The party that I have set up right now is Will, Dia, Lucia, Lucia, and then Safar. Because they all have different skills, different moves, and different things they can do. And each skill is different, and then each thing they can do is different to help buff your character or debuff your character. So it all depends on what your setup that you're trying to go for. Just like I said, the skill trees, once you unlock the skills in the skill trees, you go to skills, and this is where you get to set them up, but there's only like a total of 8 skills. They have a refresh. They don't use any mana. You don't have any HP mana bar. You can use them as many times as you want, but there's a refresh time limit. So let me show you. Let me just go to the beginning area. Or let me just go to area. I'm strong enough to kill just about everything. I can start. boss enemies. You can literally just run past all of them. You don't really have to fight them. Really, or to improve your weapons, you can get slower. You see, I just got an axe stone weapon. If you want to get more of those points, you have to kill a certain amount of people. I mean, I think it's 50 to 100 of these dudes, and then you get a skill stone. Then you get another skill stone, and it takes a while. For completing the ghost, you get null stones. Null stones you can use for basically all of them. So basically, null stones are where it's at, not your individuals, because it takes a whole lot longer. Healing incense, you only get one. You get at level. You get so many at a specific level, and as you level up, you get more. But you can see how much experience it is, and I'm only level 58. I mastered almost all of the ones that I can do for my daemons because I'm like, I don't want to do all the grinding parts of the game. It's because it will get grindy. This game will become grindy after a while. Also, your main character, Kogachi, does not have any other specific moves to himself. When he is the Night Devil, spoiler alert, he becomes the Night Devil, he has his own specific moves that you can use through the game to fight and everything else. But when you're playing actual him with daemons, he does not have any moves whatsoever. He doesn't. All of the fighting comes from the daemons. Everything comes from these guys here. All of your stuff that you do comes from them. That's how you set up your equipment. So if you want to switch in between, so let me show you a move here. There's one of the moves there. You can see that it's refreshing. There's another move there. There's another move there that I just did. And if I want to switch, so I can switch during battle by using this stick here. So you can switch between the ones. It basically becomes one button after a while. It becomes one button after a while for this game. You can see I drop the weapon, items. So, you do have one button which is X to do all your moves. Then you have 3 buttons. This is like your specialty you can do. Certain ones do certain things. She can jump. Safar jumps. Jump. And then Will. Puts up a shield. So you do have. So you do have different ones for different moves you can do. These statues will heal you every time and you pick up healing items off the ground. But you will get run slower and stuff like that. There's a little wrap meter there on the side. You hit LB, it makes all your moves twice as strong, and you can kill stuff faster. So, yeah, the things that I did not like about playing this game is that there's no crafting system. Let me rephrase that. There is a crafting system, but it's not what you think it is. Let me show you what I mean by that. The crafting system, you go to here, you go to data. Data is the main town for everything in this game. And then there's another town you go to. You go to this guy named the Alchemist. You do not unlock the Alchemist until like chapter 3. I'm like, oh, it took a while before you actually unlock this thing. I think I might be wrong on chapter 3, but it's pretty further on. Once you unlock this person called the Alchemist, this is where you can upgrade your weapons. To upgrade your weapon, select the weapon that you have equipped. So, since I'm using Will, I go here. I click on it, then I select the slot of weapons that I want to add, and it does a +1 or +2 or +3 to my weapon, and then I hit upgrade, it hits upgrade. And that's it. That's basically it. Shade stones are basically the same. If you want to see what they are, let me hit right click on. No, doesn't really explain it. I even went to the help menu. It doesn't explain anything really what is going on for you. It tells you what these are: your manifestability, healing, incest, debuff, skills. These are what your soul stones are. Your shade stones are. Basically, these are the game mechanics that you can use that are in the game, but it's not what you would think it is for mostly the hack and slash game, um, and everything else. There is another thing called awakenings that are in the game, but they are completely random. That's the other thing I don't like. It's random, random. It's random. You have to use your skill. I don't know, a lot. You have to use that specific skill a lot to get a specific slot, and it be awakening. Then you have the assigned awakenings. What it makes it sound more complicated, where you're just putting a skill on the awakening. So now you do the skill, it does the awakened skill with it, which makes it sound kind of confusing. Your daemons have ranks in the game too, so they do rank up with you. You can watch the daemon wars that way, use waystones, weapons, but that's basically of the basis of the game. This thing, you can literally forget these gear and run through the whole game without even upgrading a weapon. I beat the whole game. I upgraded my weapon once or twice. Once you have a 4-slot weapon, that be an equipment that has 4 shade stone slots, just keep it and then just keep upgrading it. It's still your best weapon. So the variety of rarity of the weapons in this game, it don't matter. It really doesn't matter at all. Your skills are pretty cool. You see skills or whatever. But other than that, once you get to a certain point, most of the stuff just doesn't matter anymore. Um, like, yeah, him doesn't matter. If you want to get more shade stones, you can transmute. You can transmute. This is a perfect way to get more shade stones or get a new weapon. But there's a limit to what you can do with this. You have to kill 100 guys for him to update it. Once you got all 3 of these, let's do this one here. I need to get 1,050 points. The weapons here tells you how much you can put down to get the weapon. Okay? Now I hit here and hit transmute. Now I have a weapon with a floor shot of 4 slots that is for the scythe. And now it says 2 plus shadestone shots. Those are your extra bonuses and drops that you can get. But now it stays. I can't change it until I kill 100 enemies. What kind of sucks? It really does suck that it does that. I'm like, come on. So basically, this is the game. This is what Oninaki is. You basically don't really have to worry about items, inventory, none of that. There's no inventory management. There's no special equipment, armor, no other stats. The stats are based off of the demons that he have. The stronger they are, they just get stronger as you level up, basically. That's where your stats are at. It does get very repetitive after a while. It will get very boring for you. It got boring for me. I beat this game, and it came out on the 22nd of August, and I already beat this game. I said once I was done, I was done. I did everything I could do with it. There is an extra dungeon, but you got to beat the game, but I don't see no point of doing the extra dungeon because you don't really get anything special, or it's just tougher enemies. That's basically it. That's basically it. Just tougher enemies, tougher bosses. That's it. And you do certain things. So, if you want to play more of this game, I give this game a rating of 4.5 out of 8 on my rating scale. It's an alright game and everything else. You really can't really buy anything. There's no shops. There's not much you can do. But I do enjoy the colors, the exploration. The story was alright. The gameplay is okay. Everything about this game, it's okay. So if you want to play this game, but I wouldn't want to spend $50, don't do it. Do not do it for this game. So if you like this review and you wanted to see more of my channel, or see me, thank you for watching as my patrons. And I want to show saying there's going to be more videos will be coming. More will be coming. So if you would like this video and you want to see more about me playing more of these games in the future, come check me out. So, and if you like anime style games, this would probably be fit your thing, but not mostly. So I would like to say thank you guys for checking out my video. Thank you for watching. And if you want to see, there will be more. So I do thank you guys for that. Thank you. Bye. See you in the next video.